Welcome back to the NLB Pod. I know it's been a minute since I've dropped an episode, but I'm excited for what we got in store for you guys today. I'm Fairman Toure Jr., your host, and I got a special guest with me today. One of my boys I met out in LA who really helped introduce me to the hoop scene out in LA. Mel, what's good? Thank you for joining me on the pod.
Yo, what's good, man? Yo, I appreciate you inviting me on the pod, man. It's an honor.
Of course, no, I appreciate it because, like I said, I think our crew. I was really grateful for our crew out in LA because I was going crazy when we moved there because I didn't know where to hoop at and everyone was outside. I was like, I'm not trying to hoop outside. So getting to meet y'all and the whole crew, I was like, it's like saved my sanity because I wasn't. I was like, I have a place to go even though it's 6 a.m. in the morning, but hoop is hoop. So anytime you get the opportunity is a blessing. So I appreciate y'all.
No, for sure. Those 6 a.m. hoops was legendary. Our little group chat, we used to talk trash after. I'll be at work crying, laughing, like with all the memes, emoji, like yeah, hey, that was legendary. And like I remember the first day that I saw you. You just like some random guy, like, okay, this guy playing with us. And I didn't know nothing about your game. So I'm just like, today I'm just gonna work on mid-range. So I was just like shooting a whole bunch of mid-ranges. I mean, you my same height, so I'm like, it don't matter. I'm just gonna shoot over him. It don't matter. I made a couple shots. And then you were like shooting threes, and I'm like, when you see somebody you never seen before and they just shooting threes, you got to show me. So I'm like, okay, yeah, he think he could shoot, and you was like missing. So I'm like, all right, cool. That was one game, and then like the couple games after that, I'm like, he's still shooting the same shot. It's not going in yet, but if he's shooting it and it's close every time, oh, he could probably shoot a little bit. And then you just kept making shots after that, and I'm like, and then I think you won all the games. I'm like, oh shit, okay, he could, he could shoot. But yeah, like them threes in the morning at 6 a.m. Legendary. And we miss you still. We can't even get people in the gym before 6:30 now.
Look, I miss y'all too, man. I miss y'all too. It's different, and I think I see the group chat is still going. I'm like, damn, I miss the Waymo rides and the Uber rides, right? Like,
I
I'm
know
just
way
like,
more.
but yeah, I'm glad y'all still getting to it. I know you guys will find heads, and nobody gonna replace me, so I'll just keep it at that.
That's a fact. You ain't lying.
But I'm gonna start out like this. Talk to me about what made you fall in love with the game?
Honestly, what made me fall in love with basketball is like, what year was this? I had to be like maybe like 11 or 12 years old. And it was this dude that lived in my apartment complex. We had a basketball court at our apartment complex. It's in Carson, California. It's called the El Cordovas. Everybody from Carson know about the El Cordovas, and the basketball court over there. The runs was fire. The court, it was like a full court, but it was like kind of small, so it was like big enough just for like threes. Like anything more than threes, so we used to play full court threes. Anything more than like threes, the court would be crowded. And it was this dude named John. His name John Foster, real good friend of the family. Um, he was just so nice. Like he was dumb nice. And I used to always see him working on his game by himself. And then when he used to play, he used to make like if he shot 10 shots, he made 9 out of 10. And he was like 5'9", but he played just like Kobe. And he was just dumb nice and everybody like recognized him. They like everybody gave him his credit. And I'm just like, dang, like he really liked that. Like I wanna be like that. And then so I started, that's what made me like kind of fall in love with like working on my game and getting better. That's where it started for me for real.
So what did young Mel having a person like John to look up to? What kind of things were you trying to take from him to make yourself a better player?
Honestly, I was trying to like he shot the mid he could make threes, but he also shot a lot of mid ranges because he played like Kobe, right?
Hmm.
So like I worked on a lot of mid ranges, a lot of mid ranges for like early in my basketball career. That was like the only part, like that was the only decent part of my game. I could make mid range shots. So on freshman and JV, I was able to do good because people not that. I mean, if they tall, they trash. So I don't. Well, I probably shouldn't say that, but. they not as good on the lower level, so I can get away with being 5'9" and shooting a whole bunch of mid-range shots. So I really took that mid-range shot. I really took that from him. He had handles, but for some reason I couldn't pick up handles. Has always been the most difficult part for me to pick up in my game. So it started with the mid ranges for me.
Okay. Okay. Talk to me more about freshman, sophomore year, you in high school, what that looks like. What Mel was looking like then.
So like, so the middle school I went to, I'm gonna start with middle school.
Uh-huh.
I started playing basketball in eighth grade, right?
Okay.
So the middle school I went to, it had a whole bunch of talented kids from the city. They were like nice, and they all had like high school coaches looking at them, trying to like recruiting them to go to their schools, private schools, not private schools. Um, and I didn't have nobody. I just started. All I was doing was like I had a mid-range shot, but like around people I didn't know, I was just the guy that hustled and got boards. So they just knew me as the board guy in eighth grade. Um, so I didn't get recruited to go to no high school, so I just went to my local high school, Banning High School. In my freshman year, it was uh it was cool. I played freshman, and I got I got I got hella buckets on freshman. It was like it was a good time. I'm not gonna say I was good. I was low key trash. Like I was very trash at basketball. But on the freshman level at Banning High School, yeah, I was like I was doing good in the game, so I thought I was good. Respectfully, I thought I was good back then, but um freshman was it was a good time. I wasn't really good at shooting threes like that. I just kind of just went out there and played and just played hard. And that, I mean, it's the freshman level, so it's not much. You don't really have to do much to get buckets on freshmen. Sophomore year, I started to take it a little bit more serious. But I actually had a girlfriend, picked up a girlfriend in my sophomore year of school, so I initially was serious about basketball, but then when I got the girlfriend, it just that went out the window. I was more focused on her, like, and I was like complacent with being on JV. I didn't really work on my game like that. I just went out there and just and thought that, okay, I'm gonna be on varsity the next 2 years, so it's all good. I don't gotta do nothing.
Hmm.
So still still wasn't good at shooting threes. Just kind of was out there just playing, just being fast and just ma making fast break layups and oh actually JV was when I started to get humbled because was starting to be a little bigger, stronger, and I started to see a difference and yeah, like and difference in skill level with some people that actually worked on their game,
Hmm.
and I found out okay, yeah, like I'm really not like that. I'm really not good like that, and yeah, that's how the freshman and sophomore year went. I was
Is
trash.
is your game? I know you've improved a lot over the years. Would you say your game is similar, like how you was playing at high school? You obviously developed a jumper and able to score at all three levels. Has your game changed a lot from like how you were 14, 15 versus now?
Oh, it's night and day.
No, okay.
Night and day. Oh, 14, 15, I could not dribble. I didn't have a go-to anything. Like, I wasn't a shooter. I wasn't a lockdown defender. Like, I couldn't, like, there was no part of my game that was like, okay, I could put him on the floor and he's gonna do this. Like, I used to try to do an in and out crossover. Sometime it worked. When it worked, it looked good. When it didn't work, I looked trash. Uh, like, I had nothing. And yeah, my game changed a whole lot, like especially at 18 after I graduated high school. It changed a ton. Like I wanted to play junior college. I might be going too fast and skipping over some stuff.
Hmm.
But at 18 I wanted to play in college and I was trying to make a junior college team. So I ended up going to this gym and also in Carson, like not far from Carson High School. It's called Veterans Park. And that's where like I really learned how to play basketball. I ran into some guys who were actually one guy was a basketball trainer. His name was Jared Lloyd, Home Court Edge. Shout out to Home Court Edge. Good people over there, great trainers. I ran into Home Court Edge, Jared Lloyd, Marquise Washington. He was actually coaching at I can't believe Mar Vista up in Venice.
Hmm.
He's a head coach over there. Really good coach. Actually, he could be he's really good at skill development, player development. He actually coached at Modern Day High School. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah,
It's
that's a powerhouse, right?
up in Orange County.
Hmm.
He was a skill like a he was big on player development at Modern Day. He was their guy. So he like he really like put me on. He told me like you're 5'9" and you don't have a niche. You got to find a niche. Then he saw that I could make shots a little bit. He was like, "Oh, you could make mid range shots. Let's work on your three." So he was like, this is gonna be your bread and butter. They're gonna put you on the floor and they're gonna say, this guy can shoot. This guy can shoot and he plays hard. He plays hard on defense. And that's what I like kind of focused on like to make a junior college team. And all the other stuff like ball handling, that stuff I was already behind, so I would just have to like work on it on my own to try to catch up. But for the
Hmm.
most part, they kind of taught me how to bring the ball up and look confident because I was not confident.
Yeah.
Bring the ball up looking confident so that you actually look like a point guard. And all you got to do is pass it to the scorer and spot up. And then play hard on defense. Box out and then you can play on any floor.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So that's pretty much what I did. And that's kind of how I hoop now. Like if everybody's on the court is really good, then I'm gonna if I'm bringing the ball, I'm gonna pass it to whoever the best scorer is, and I'm gonna be ready to get it back to play off the catch. Either shoot it, drive, make a play, or just drive, get a layup. And that's pretty much my game. But like when I'm like one of the better guys, oh, I'm getting, I'm getting my bag. Uh,
Look, I've been on the other side of that, having to guard Mel when he's on a heater. It's not fun. It's not fun.
it's not fun guarding you either, man.
Because it's like with you, it's like you're fast, and I think you've had that your whole like life, but you're fast, and then you can score at all three levels. So it's like if you try to take away one thing, it's like you can go, you have a counter, and a lot of people don't have counters nowadays. It's like if you take away the first one, you're kind of stuck, and so then it's like it becomes harder to guard because you got multiple options, and then if you take one thing away, you go to the other thing. If you take that away, you go to the other thing. And I'm like, yeah, it's a problem. You gotta wake up at 6 a.m. You gotta be ready, otherwise
Oh
you're gonna get
yeah.
embarrassed.
Nah, real talk. And honestly, to piggyback on that, I noticed like it was like sometime before you moved to Houston, um, you were like working on your mid range. And like, when I was hurt, and I know we're gonna get to that later, I was kind of going for a little bit and I came back and you were like making like mid range shots consistently. I'm like, oh, he done updated his bag. All right. And that's like really hard to guard. Like if somebody can shoot, they making threes. You take away the three. I mean, if you take away the three, they can drive and get a layup. Now, if you try to take away the layup after that, the mid range is wide open. So if somebody can make mid ranges, it just opens up a whole lot. It's really hard to guard.
100%. I think it makes the game a lot simpler because it's like, all right, you took away this, I'm gonna hit you with this. All right, I can't get all the way to the lane. I got this, and you probably ready for me to drive all the way to the lane. So it's like you can't contest it. It's just a matter of if it goes in or not. So because I felt like for me, I'm very three or get into the rim float, and that's it. I didn't have anything in the middle, so I was like, if you take away, if I'm not hitting, I can't get to the rim. Then I need something else to contribute, at least on offense, at least be a threat. So that's where the emphasis on the midi came, and I was like, I just gotta rep this out a lot in a lot of different situations, and I had a lot of opportunity to try with our three squad. So everyone being the same height, there's no fear of getting blocked, right? Like
Yeah.
I can put it up and see what works and see what I gotta adjust. And then when it comes time, bigger guys, you understand angles and how to attack leverage and create an advantage. And I'm like, all right, we just gonna live with the result if it goes in or not. Doesn't matter. It's just about the process of getting to that point.
Right. I'm so glad you said that, the process, like, and I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm taking over this interview. I'm interviewing you for a second. How does that feel for you? Like, Like to have something in your mind that you want to get better at, to work on that, and then when you play in the game in our runs, you see it working, you see it going in. How does that feel for you?
Feels great. Feels great. It feels great because it's like I think now as I'm older, as you get older, it gets harder and harder to learn new things. It's hard to step out of your box and out of your shell and go into something uncomfortable and do something you're not as comfortable with. And being able to embrace that and make my practice situation so I would play ones with Austin or O, and I'd only shoot mid range. I don't care how many I miss. But I was like, I can't do this on air because if I do this on air, everything feels fine. I need to
Exactly.
see what it's like to be out of triple threat, drive left, and pull up and see what that's like. See what I can get
Right.
away with. So there was a lot of times when you were gone where I was like, bruh, I lost 11. I haven't scored 11-0, but
It happens.
it was all on purpose though. I was like, I need to get better at it because I don't want to be, if I'm not hitting threes or I'm not getting to land, I don't want to be just out there just running around. Like I got to be able to impact, right?
Exactly.
Obviously you'll play defense, but like if I'm on the offense end, I got to be able to create advantages and create 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s. So I felt like for me that was a big part of just like opening up my game. And then also it was just like now to see it come to fruition, I was like, oh, I feel confident getting into this. You know,
Yeah.
I got another option I can get into if I get stuck or if I have to make something happen, I can go into another move and then it's like, what are you gonna do? Like I'm just playing it off based on whoever's playing me. It's like you gonna guard the drive, then all right, I'll pull up. And it's nice to see the work you put in when you decide to do something. And I think for me, it was also good that I focus on just one thing. I want to get better at pull-ups. Like I'm not saying
Right.
I want to get better off the three, dribble pull-ups off the three or anything like that. I want to get better at mid-range pull-ups, 12 to 15 feet, and that's all I focus on over the what was it over the summer and fall. And I was like, all right, you live and die by the result, but you're happy with the outcome because you know you put in the work for it. So that's how I think about the your question.
Nah, that's fire. You literally open up new neural pathways in your brain.
100%. And I think we have to. I think that's what we have to continue to evolve. And like these kids are getting younger, faster, stronger, more
Yeah.
skilled. And I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, if y'all gonna do that, then I gotta get better too.
Yeah, exactly.
If I want to play
Yeah.
with y'all, then I gotta get better too.
Not and we ain't gonna be no just old men just standing in the corner hoping they pass it to us,
Yeah,
right?
hell no.
Gotta update that bag.
100%. Now, you were mentioning how you really developed your game and decided you wanted to play junior college when after you turned 18. What caused a shift to want you to play in JUCO? Like, because it sounded like sophomore year you was like, all right, you kind of like basketball, but you were still like figuring out what you're still growing up. But what
Yeah.
caused a shift to like, I want to play in college?
So I was like delusional when I was in high school, right? I just like when I since I was like a freshman, I'm like since I was in eighth grade, seventh grade, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm gonna play college basketball and I'm gonna like be a pro. I just for some reason I just knew that I don't know, it made no sense because I didn't do nothing to like work on to like put myself on the path to do that. I
Yeah.
just in my head I just thought that it was just gonna happen. As stupid as that sounds, but I just thought that's how I thought. So like around the time like so that was sophomore year that I talked about. When I was got into 11th grade, I had a one of my homies, he was my teammate, actually grew up in the same city. His name's Sean Boston. He's like 6'4", 6'4", two guard. But he used to work on his game all the time. And like he was nice. He was dumb nice in high school, had bounce. So like I just noticed like he was actually in trouble. So he didn't play he played a varsity his sophomore year, but he got in trouble with his mom. I think he got like a D or something, C, and his mom was strict. So she's like, oh, your grade slipping? Oh, I'm taking you off that team. So he didn't play the rest of his sophomore year. He only played a little bit. But junior year, when he came in, he had good grades, so he was able to play. He was killing. And I got to see the difference between somebody who actually take it serious and somebody who just think that it's just gonna happen for them. And he was taller and more athletic, and he still worked. So I'm like, damn, like I gotta work on my shit. Like I'm BSing out here. So to be honest, I started thinking that, but I still didn't fucking do it in 11th grade, right? Cause like I don't even know. I was on varsity. I think I was starting too, and I just like I don't know. I just thought that like people just got better just naturally just by playing,
Yeah.
and it wasn't until like after my junior year where I'm like, dang, like no all league, nobody, no recognition from nobody, just nothing, just nothing. I think I averaged like 8 or 10 points, something like that. But um I just like I know like people was getting all league and I was looking at him like not my boy Sean. He got all league and he deserved it. I didn't look at him like, man, I should be getting I looked at other people I saw other people that I felt was like not like that for real and they was getting all league. I'm like, I'm not getting I'm like, all right, man, I gotta turn up. So senior year was actually when I really started. The summer of senior year is when I started working on my game for real. I was like, um I really like Chris Paul, even though I couldn't dribble like that, and I wasn't really a point guard. I like Chris Paul, so I started wearing number three, and then I don't know. I started like shooting more threes, working on it more. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna be a shooter senior year. So I just started shooting a bunch of threes like the summer senior year, and senior year I had a couple games where I made like 6 or 7 threes. And like I was like, okay, shit, I'm a shooter, even though I wasn't really consistent like that. But because I had games where I made 4, 5, 6, 7 threes in one game, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a shooter now. So I just told myself I'm a shooter, and I started getting a little faster. Like I started getting more explosive, so I was able to get past people, and yeah. So I thought I had a solid. I was trash, bro. It's hard for me to talk about this. I was trash, bro. Even senior year, I was trash. Um, but I was a little better than I was the previous years.
Mhm.
So, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so after graduated, I didn't have no looks nowhere, not even JUCO. Um, so I was like, man, I want to go play at JUCO, and I never even seen nobody playing college like in person. I never watched a college game, never watched a junior college game. So I was just like very unrealistic, very delusional. I just thought that I could just, all right, I'm just gonna do this. So I went to a couple of JUCO tryouts, and well, I might be skipping ahead. Where I wanted to play college basketball. Like, um, the summer of my senior year, I saw people was getting looks. I'm like, man, I want that for myself, and I wanted to keep playing basketball. And
Yeah.
and I finally was like taking it more serious, and so that's pretty much where I wanted to play in college after the summer of senior year.
I feel you. I feel like this is a once you play basketball and you're not as tall as some of the other guards, the delusional confidence is a must. You need it.
Hey, low key,
You know
you
you
do
yeah yeah because I'm like that was me too. I was when I was in high school, my game nowhere close. Like I was the work really hard, but very hesitant to shoot the ball or make mistakes. Like scared to make mistakes. And so but I was always like, I want to play in college. I want to play at my local college is a D2 in my city, and I always go to the basketball camps and I kill like so,
oh
and the coach was there, so he knew about me, but I just didn't pass the eye test. But I was like, I want to play in college, and I was like, no one can tell me otherwise. My
yeah
mom was like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, you gonna start focusing on school? I was like, I will. I want to play. I want to see how far I can take it. And
yeah
it was similar to me. Like I was like, me personally, I was like, I went to a couple of JUCO trials also, and I was about to go, and I was like, huh, I don't want to play JUCO. I want to play D2, D1.
okay
Right? I was just like, all right, this is what we going for. And so then I'm like, that this is what I'm gonna do. Then I got to work a lot harder. And that summer after graduating high school, I feel like my game totally changed. Kind of similar to you. It's like you got exposed to people who are like really about it and really good at developing, and then my same for me. I got around people who were playing in college and seeing some of like what they were doing. I'm like, put me through that. So put me through 2 a days, morning, night, running at the track, lifting, watching film, and I got so much better that 2 years before I got to the D2, and I was like, okay, this is what it was all about. But how I was going about it before was not where I needed to be at to get to where I was trying to go.
We there's no, I mean, we don't. There was no Instagram back then,
Yeah,
so there's really no blueprint. We couldn't see, like, unless we was like went to a game or something, or we just happened to be lucky to be around college dudes or a coach or whatever. There was nothing to. We had what did we have? We had
YouTube,
in
YouTube,
barely.
yeah,
I think
barely.
YouTube was like just coming out back then. I don't know if like all a lot of basketball stuff was on there.
I would watch like Steph. I watch a lot of Steph on YouTube, so that's how I make my workouts and stuff.
Oh, you know what? You know what? What year did you graduate high school?
2012.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, because I'm like, I'll graduate in '09. So
Okay.
in '09, like 2008, 2007, like when I was in high school, it wasn't no YouTube like that. It had
Hmm.
just came out. But like 2012, YouTube was a thing.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
So
Got it. Got
yeah, you was better off than me, man.
it. Yeah. All right. So then talk to me about the JUCO journey. What was that like?
Oh my God. The JUCO journey really like built me to who I am today. Like that shit was so tough. Like it was like I don't I couldn't I might not have enough fingers on one hand to count how many times I didn't make a team. Like I tried out for like 6, 7 teams and I might have I made the eighth, but like I got cut so many times and like that shit was very humbling. I'm like, damn. But also respectfully, like I had no confidence though. No, because when I got out there, I'm just like, it's just so many uncertainties. Everybody's faster and stronger, even at the JUCO level. Everybody's faster. It's like
Yeah.
grown men.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, like, and it seemed like everybody else is confident. I don't know if that was true, but I just know that I wasn't confident. So it just seemed like everybody's more confident than me. So I'm like, damn, like he's just so confident stepping into shooting a shot. He don't care if he make or miss. So like to speak to when you said you were like you didn't want to make mistakes, that's how I was at JUCO. I was terrified to make a mistake for some reason. I just thought like if I turned the ball over or like if I lost my dribble, like I just thought that I was like the worst player in the world. Like I was so hard on myself, and they was hard on me too. So I'm like, damn, I'm hard on myself. It was like a double whammy. So
Yeah.
it was tough. I tried out for Santa Monica College, Sage's school,
Mm-hmm.
didn't make it. I tried out for like 6, 7 teams, man, didn't make it. But I end up making a team at Compton College. Thanks to the trainer I mentioned earlier, Jerry Lloyd. He actually spent time after his sessions with all the kids, all his individuals. He would stay at the gym after to like work me out and like make sure that I was gonna make this Compton team. And so he had me running on the treadmill at the highest speed for however long. And then after that, then we work out.
Uh-huh.
So he'll make me tired and then we will work out. And then we were doing up and backs, suicides on the court, doing shooting drills. Like he would just make me really tired so that and then I would get shots up so I could make shots when I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
So um he's really a big reason why I was able to make the team, I'm not gonna lie. And he actually went to the tryout. And when I during the tryout, I was being a fraud and I was like being scared out there, like not wanting to make a mistake. And he pulled me to the side. He like smacked me in my chest hard as fuck too. And he was like on on everything. He was like, "You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time." He was looking me right in my eye. "You're wasting your time." I was like, "Damn." So then I just got out there and I start killing in the tryout. And then the coach was like, "All right, okay, that's what the fuck I'm talking about." Then I made the team, and then from then on, I was on the team. But then, of course, I when when I didn't have nobody hyping me up like that, I didn't have confidence on my own. So basically, I just played really hard at JUCO. Like, you know how when you like nervous, so like you your adrenaline is pumping, so you're able to run, you're able to play hard, you're able to run fast, but like because I was so nervous, I'm not able to slow myself down and make
Hmm.
shots. Like I was having like anxiety problems, but I didn't know there was no name for it for me back then. So every single game at JUCO, I would be anxious as fuck, and I'm like, my hands would be shaking. I'd be like, fuck, like this is what I want. But even though this is what I wanted, I want to play. But when he would call me, he would sub me in. I'd be like, I would look like in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, don't sub me in, don't sub me. I didn't believe in myself. I was like, I didn't want to get out there and look stupid, and but I wanted to play. It was like dumb. It was dumb. It's stupid, but a lot of people go through it like anxiety
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Um, so my first year at JUCO, I actually had some good games though, being nervous as fuck, but just playing hard. Some shots went in, and I was faster too. So I'm like pretty fast. So we ran a what did he call it? It's like a transition play that we ran. So like so whoever gets the rebound, whoever's the outlet guy, you sprint to like almost half court, call outlet, and then another guy, you sprint all the way to the corner every time down. So we just play up and down really fast. So anytime somebody got the rebound, I just sprint it to our corner, and then they'll pass it. I get it, drive baseline, and get a layup. That's how I scored a lot. I mean, that's how I got my points. I'm not gonna say I scored a lot, but that's how I got my points at JUCO. And I was able to have a couple games where I had like 10, 12 points. So I thought I was doing solid. But like I said, I had no confidence. None. I didn't have confidence to bring up the ball. Like, man, like it was tough. And then my coach was hard on us. He used to yell, Coach Higgins at Coppin College. Like anybody that knows like Coach Higgins at Compton College, they know that he'll fire your shit up. Like he be cussing at you crazy. Like he's wild. So yeah, like he used to sometimes I feel like he used to take my confidence the way he used to be talking. I'm like, damn, like, bro, you crazy. He's like, my man, like after the game, he used to always have talks with us, like whether we won or lost. But when we lost, he'll like go down the line talking about everybody. And then when he come to me, he'll be like, my man, Jamel. You look terrified out there. And I'm like, damn, like I look like that? Fuck. When you in it, you don't know what you look like.
Hmm.
I'll just be out there nervous, but I'll be hoping that people didn't know. But like I'm now, like me now, I know that people can see it on you if you're nervous.
Hmm.
Um, so he said every time he used to tell me after every game we lost or whatever, it would be some shit like that. Like you look scared out there. You look terrible. I'm like, damn. Like I'd be extra hard on myself. Like, man, I look scared. This is the shit that I want, and I'm out there looking scared. I'm like, fuck. So like, just had confidence issues even at JUCO. That's freshman year. Sophomore year, I actually got hurt the next year, so I like gray shirted,
Yep.
and then I really started working on like trying to work on like my my mindset, my mentality, and that shit was a tough journey too because it's like it's a lot of ups and downs. It's highs and lows in anything. So like I started like looking up the law of attraction.
Mm.
And are you familiar with the law of attraction?
Yep. Yep.
Where like you think positively and you embody positivity and you live it. So then therefore you manifest positive results.
Yep.
So like I feel like that helped me a lot. I changed my mindset. I tried to be a more positive, but the downside to the law of attraction to me is like, then I'll start overthinking like, okay, I'm being positive, all this positive stuff start happening because I started like seeing more success in practice because I'm being more positive. But then I start overthinking and I was like, dang, so if I'm thinking more positive, then positive things what will happen. But what if I accidentally start thinking more negative? Then more negative stuff will start happening. So then I start like freaking myself out. So then if I miss a shot, I'll be like, fuck, that means I'm thinking negative. And I start like fucking myself up, overthinking. And I'm like, if I don't make shots, then that means I'm not thinking positive enough. And that's where I went wrong with that. So like I had some really good games in my sophomore year. Then I had some really shitty games when I lost my confidence and shit started going bad. And pretty much JUCO was like a lot of highs and lows. And that's when I learned like after JUCO is when I learned like about having a middle ground. Cause I was just so like when shit is going good, I'm super high, I'm super happy. But when shit is going bad, I'm like, it's really low. Lows is really low, highs is really high.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I mean that's kind of like a fast forward version of like my JUCO career.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think especially nowadays with, everything on social, all the highlights, all the clips, it's like there's such a what's the word I'm looking for? There's a push for making sure everything is perfect. Everything appears perfect. No
Yeah.
mistakes, no turnovers, high flying highlights. Whatever you do best, that's what's broadcasted. But I think a lot of people now just struggle with being able to embrace the uncertainty of, all right, if I mess up, what happens? How do I still stay myself but not like go too far down the rabbit hole, like you was mentioning, like the highs are the high and the lows are the lows, but how do I stay even kill? And I think that's harder nowadays just because of all the cameras and all the news clips and all the ways that you try and get yourself noticed and get yourself out there because you love it or because you want a NIL bag or whatever the case may be. You want what basketball can bring you, but I think having ways to manage those expectations and how you feel about yourself, how you talk to yourself. I think it's something we all need to, especially as basketball players, where we don't really talk about emotions or anything like that, but being able to handle the highs and the lows and how to do it in a good way that's good for our own mental health. Like because I was going to ask you how do you like get out of that, find that middle ground? But we gonna go. It sounds like we're gonna go into it as you get into
Oh
the next
yeah.
stage.
All right, so boom. That is something that I'm still actively working on today. It's like I could be having like a good day in the gym, like making shots, but then like the next day I'm like, okay, I made a whole all these shots yesterday. And I want to, I want to do the same. So that becomes like an extra pressure when it's better to just reset yourself. Like it's a new day. Like, and speaking of resetting yourself, it's like one play at a time. It's like, it's not about making every shot. It's not about being, making the perfect move every time. It's just about basketball is messy. Basketball, it's a lot of chaos like in real games. And, I know I'm all over the place, but I really like to. I think YouTube and Instagram, it's a lot of good for the game of since we're talking about basketball, the game of it's a lot of good for the game of basketball.
Hmm.
But I think it also does it a disservice to the point where like it's like you mentioned, like everybody wants to just be perfect, have a you look at all these clips on Instagram and YouTube. You look at the NBA highlight, like people don't even watch the game no more. They watch the NBA highlights
Yeah,
on like the full highlights. It'd be like a 10 minute of everybody making shots.
yeah.
That's like so unrealistic. Like there's way more missed shots in basketball than there is made shots. So like, and actually more recently, I kind of like stopped watching NBA, the NBA highlights on YouTube. And I try when I watch NBA, I try to watch if I do watch YouTube, I watch to like study like how people are moving and how
Hmm.
people are making moves and the timing and when they do it.
Hmm.
But as far as watching basketball, I'd rather watch like an actual game so you can see everything. You can see people's mistakes. You can see like imperfect plays. You can see people make a a great move, a crossover. They'll cross somebody out their sneakers, but miss the shot, and you'll see their demeanor doesn't change because they do it so much that it's just like it's like nothing to them.
Hmm.
Like it's so much repetition. They've seen it so many times that it doesn't really mean stuff. It doesn't really mean much to them. Like making or missing a shot doesn't make or break a pro. It just doesn't. Like the same way as you would see somebody in open gym miss a shot and they're like, dang, like they're mad because they missed a shot and they didn't impress everybody and everybody's gonna think this or that. But like somebody like who's in tune with themselves and like has like is more even kill, like they don't care about making or missing shots. They know that that's a part of the game because it is. And I'm kind of going in circles. I think Instagram and YouTube, it kind of puts it in people's mind that like you're supposed to always be perfect. Like if you make a good move and you miss it, damn, you were supposed to make that. But nah, all this is a part of the game. It's like it's the chaos, like losing the ball, getting it back. You might make a layup after that and be upset with yourself that you lost the ball, but like that's literally a part of the game. All the messiness. So like I really like embrace, I try to embrace the messiness. Like before I hoop, even when I'm just hooping with the homies. I mean, that's all I do now. I don't do nothing. I don't hoop at no high level. But like I try to tell myself like just embrace everything that comes with it. You're gonna miss shots, you're gonna make shots, but as long as you shoot, as long as you get the ball to your set point and you launch it like that, I'm okay with whatever happens after that, make or miss. And I think that's the best way to go about it, honestly.
I
I
agree.
don't even know if I answered your question. I just threw
Nah, you did answer my question. And is that kind of the shift that had to happen for you at your next stop?
honestly more recently, like that's been the biggest shift for me. What's his name? His name is Mike Dunn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mike Dunn on Instagram. Yo,
Elite, elite.
he is the best shooting coach or whatever. I don't know if he calls himself a shooting coach, but like I watch his videos and he says something like just picture your jump shot as a catapult. So like you're getting into the set point and you're just this is your set point and you're just launching it from there like a catapult. I'm
Hmm.
like, all right, let me try that. I got in the gym and tried that. I'm like, oh no, this is cheating. This is cheating. As long as I'm on balance and I step into my shot, as long as I'm on balance and I get to this set point, I feel like I have a chance to make any shot.
Hmm.
So that's been the latest shit for me. I'm just making that shot. So like I'm able to I could do any move I want as long as I get to this set point. I believe it got a chance to go in. And if it don't go in, I'm just happy that I did this part. As long as I do this part right,
Yep.
then that's kind of like my what do you call it? I call it that's my anchor. So if I like kind of if I lose the ball a couple times or if I miss some shots, that's how I reset myself. I'm like, okay, my anchor, that's get it catapult. And that's whatever come with that, come with it. So that's what kind of keeps me, that's how I'm able to reset myself. That's what keeps me like even kill lately.
I like that. I like that a lot. Mike Dunn, y'all should go check out Mike Dunn on Instagram and YouTube because he has some longer form content on YouTube about shooting. Excellent, excellent. Like I take for me with him, he talks a big about like the shape you get into when you catch the ball and like being balanced and how important it is to be balanced and how if you can be more efficient with your movement patterns and like load into the ground, everything else will take care of itself. And that's kind of the biggest thing that I try and take from him. It's like, all right, can I do the work beforehand to make the rest once I get here? It just gotta follow through catapult like you mentioned. So I think Mike Dunn a great resource for people trying to get better at shooting the basketball.
For sure. Now he's like one of the best out there to me.
I agree. I agree. All right, so talk to me about the next step after college, after JUCO.
After JUCO, so after JUCO, I kind of it was tough. The way my senior year, well, my sophomore, it's the same thing. Sophomore year ended at JUCO. I ended on a really low note. Like I was starting all year, and then like the last couple of games of the season, um, we started having bigger crowds. So I'm like, damn, man, I started getting more nervous. I'm like, I want to do good. Uh, and then because of the law of attraction, I was, I was extra nervous. I'm like, I've been thinking too negative. So now like, I'm not going to be able to play good. So I had, if it's possible, I had zero confidence. It was like, if it wasn't zero, it was close to zero confidence going into like the second half of my season in, sophomore year at JUCO. Zero confidence or like trash. My coach did not let up. He used to be on my body bad. Like, you sophomore, you still look scared out there, man. I'm like, damn, man. Like, and that just killed my confidence more. So like. I ended on a low note. So I kind of was like over basketball. Like I didn't really. That's all I did too. I used to go to the gym all the time. That used to be the highlight of my day. Going to the gym, hooping with the homies, working on my game, and like I still went to the gym because that's all I knew, kind of. But it just wasn't the same. Even the people around me was like, "Damn, like you don't really love this shit no more." I'm like, "Yeah, like yeah, I'm over this shit. I'm gonna just go get my I'm gonna go to get my 4 year degree. I don't even care where." And then that's how I spent like the first half of the summer after the sophomore year of JUCO, and then like the second half, I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I could just still try. So I started like looking at some D3s, and my guys they were like I said, my guys, they were like basketball trainers and coaches. So like they knew a couple coaches. So they made some calls for me. So I was able to get into some tryouts. I tried out for this NAIA. I do not remember the name. It was a Christian school. I worked on my game in the summer, then I went to go try out. And I actually, I learned from my lack of confidence in JUCO. I learned from that. I learned that like, man, just get out there and just do your best, and whatever comes with that, comes with that. So I started, it's actually what's the book called? The Four Agreements. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
Okay, so the Four Agreements, I don't want to butcher the book, so I'm not gonna get into the actual Four Agreements, but like that kind of helped me like with these trials that I was doing. So um I actually did good in a couple tryouts, but like they would be like, yeah, like you're a pretty good player, but we already have a guy at your position, so you could come where I'm not gonna guarantee play time. So like you're more than welcome to come. So I was like, all right, yeah, I don't know if I want to make that commute because they weren't giving out scholarships. I don't know if I want to make that commute, and I don't even know if I'm playing. So I didn't go to the first school. It was another school at D3 in Whittier, California. I tried out over there, did pretty good, and it was pretty much the same thing. Like we recruited some guys that we like already, but like you're a pretty solid player, so if you want, you have a spot on our team, but we cannot guarantee playtime. And like D3, you're pretty much paying for school. So I would have been in six-figure debt for sure if I would have went there. Um, it's actually a really good school. One of my teammates from Compton, he actually went there and he played there. He did solid there. So I mean, he had a nice college experience there. So I was thinking about going there, but when it got close to actually, signing up, I'm like, yo, I don't want to be in debt like that. Like it's crazy. I don't know. And I don't know if they gonna give me play times. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to be in debt. I'm not gonna play. And there was another school that one of my boys, he actually played for this coach on the East Coast. He's from LA. He's a little Mexican dude. His name John Sanchez. He dumb nice. He ended up playing in Mexico at the college. He like 5'7", 5'6", shorter than us, but dumb fast, stupid handles, real point guard, dead eye 3-point shooter, and his mid range is crazy. So you can imagine like if they take away his drive and his three, then he can make mid range shots. So he's nice. Um, He actually like put me on with his coach on from the East Coast. He went to Leslie College in I think that's in Boston. But his coach actually transferred schools, or not transfer, he moved to a different job, and he was working at a place called Johns. I don't, I forgot the name of the college. But I was gonna play for him. He talked to his coach, said, "Hey, this guy's good. He put in a good word for me with no film, nothing. He was gonna accept me on the team. He's like, yeah, I'm not bringing you out here to be on the bench either. You're gonna play. I'm like, shit, all right. So signed up, everything. I was ready to go. But by the time it started creeping back in my mind, I'm like, dude, like, I'm about to be in six-figure debt to play basketball, bro. Like, is that worth it? I'm like, I know I'm thinking about basketball right now, but what about after? Like, do I want to pay all this? Do I want to be in debt like that? And I didn't know what I wanted to do like outside of basketball, like as a job. So I'm like, and it didn't look like I was gonna be a pro. So like, or even or making that much money if I did somehow make a pro team. So I'm like, yeah, like, damn, it's not a good idea. It's not really a good idea. It doesn't really make sense like that to do this. So like, I backed out of that, and I didn't go. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to Cal State Dominguez, like my local college, because I got accepted into there. And they were giving out financial aid, so it was like I'm on scholarship there. Like the school was basically free because I lived in the state. So I mean so I was like, I'm just gonna go there and get my degree. And then I was in the gym one day, and one of my boys was like, his name Austin. I'm gonna say his name because Austin Owishika. He went to Cal State Fullerton since freshman year. He went to Cal State Fullerton. He played there. He was started all 4 years. He was nice. We were in the gym. We worked out together under the same people. And he was like, I was like, yeah, I'm going to Cal State Dominguez just to get my degree, man. And I'm just gonna play basketball for fun. He was like, bro, you're not even gonna try to play for the team. And I was like, I didn't even believe that I could. So I was just, it didn't even crossed my mind to try out for the team. And I'm like, oh shit, I feel I feel like a weirdo for saying, "Oh no, I'm not gonna try." So I was like, "Bro, you're right. Like, what? I'm gonna try." The only reason why I tried out for the team was because he said that to me. So shout out Austin. Like you really the reason why that even happened. So yeah, like I end up um I end up wanting to try out for the team after he said that. So I was like, all right, so how I'm gonna do this? So I'm like, first, I'm gonna try to call a coach. That shit don't work. They not gonna answer the phone. They get thousands of calls, hundreds. So that didn't work. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna take a basketball class, and then I'm gonna try to talk to the coach when I get there. So fast forward, school started, and I joined a basketball class, and the teacher who ran the basketball class, um, he was cool. He was really cool. I forget his name though. So shout out to him though. Um, I was playing in the class, hooping, and it was just like regular guys. It was cool. Um, they're not like they didn't play JUCO. They might have played some high school, so they weren't like super nice, but they were cool for what it was. So I used to get out there and like get out there just making shots and running fast and shit. And then the guy, and I used to talk to the guy after the guy that ran the class. I'm like, man, you think I could like talk to the coach and like try out for the team? He's like, man, I don't know. Why don't you just ask? I'm like, all right. He's like, first, why don't you just talk to the girls' coach and try to get on because he knew it's like it's not easy to walk on a school. You have to like people don't know that you have to know somebody too to walk on to somewhere, and I ain't know nobody. And then so he was like, why don't you talk to the girls' coach? Maybe you could get on their scout team, and then maybe something can happen out of that. You never know. I'm like, all right. So I talked to the girls coach. Um, I'm like, hey, you mind if I get on y'all practice team? Like, um, I played in high school. I played a little bit of JUCO, and I was honest with him. I'm like, honestly, I want to try out for the men's team, but I know you can't just walk up to him and be like, hey, can I have a tryout? It doesn't work like that. So he's like, yeah, you could be on the scout team. So I started off being on the scout team of the women's, but before real practice started, he was like, actually look, talk to what's I can't believe I can't Steve Becker is his name, the men's coach. That's my guy, so I can't believe I drew a blank right there. Hope he don't see this. Shout out to Becker. Um he was like he introduced me to Coach Becker and I was like, yo, like I would like to try out for the team. But if you're not having tryouts, like I don't mind being a team manager just so I can be around. And if I mean if the opportunity never open up, it's cool. I just want to be around basketball. And he was like, yes. I approached him with a good attitude. So he was like, yeah, you could be the manager. So excuse me, I started off being a team manager up there. My first year at Cal State Dominguez, and every day after practice, I used to like I used to start shooting after, and then some of the dudes would stay to shoot after too. So I used to line it up with ones with them, and I'd be like, I used to be licking my chops like, yeah, they don't know. I'm not gonna lie, like at first. I was cooking. I was like, as soon as I got out there, I was cooking them after practice, like first couple days. But then they like, and like, okay, he can actually play. He's actually fast. He can make shots. So they started locking in a little bit. So I wasn't like destroying them no more, but I was like holding my own. So every day after practice, I was doing that, and then Coach Becker, he started hearing like, oh, he started hearing that I've been winning games against the guys on the team. So he's like, oh, oh, you could play a little bit. All right. So um he let me join in workouts with the freshmen. The freshmen at Cal State Dominguez, I don't know if they still do this, but it's like a mandatory workout, like they have mandatory workouts before like real practice start. So like I used to jump in with them. They jump into workouts and I ain't gonna lie, like that shit is different. Like the speed is different in even from JUCO to 4 year college. I'm like, damn, like this is some bullshit. Like I'm breathing hard, like the strength is different. Everything is just different. It's more urgency, 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 urgency. So like I got in with them and kind of got a feel of what things were gonna be like moving forward. And I'm like, yeah, I could do this. I could do this. So um that year was so much fun, like being a team manager. I felt like I was on a team on scholarship, but I was just redshirting because I don't know, they embrace the players, those are my dogs to this day. They embrace me like as one of them. Like they ain't looking at me like, oh, this old dude trying to hoop. Cause I was older. I was like 24 or 25, but they like embrace me. And I feel like just one of the guys and like going on them trips. We went to Hawaii. I was fired. We was in Hawaii. We wasn't supposed to do this. In between between games when we had like downtime, we rented some mopeds. How I pronounce it? Moped? Whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The little bike. We was on a bike. We was on a bike in traffic, just going crazy, just anywhere, all over whatever city. What city was we in? Honolulu. We was all over Honolulu on them bikes, and we couldn't tell the coach because he was like, "Y'all gonna get hurt, nah." So we was just on it. Like it was that was like probably my most memorable experience like that year. That was fire. But I th that being said, I felt like that it came to a point like so I came in humble because like I mean because I know I'm not like the best in the world like that, but um of course you gotta prove yourself and pay your dues. But it came to a point where like I'm like, okay, like I feel like I'm paying my dues. I feel like I'm showing what I could do, but like I'm still not getting respected from the head coach as like, oh, you belong out here. So like I'm getting ahead of myself. After that first year, my junior year, we had like exit interviews. The team manager, even the team manager had an exit interview. So he was like, in my exit interview, he was like, dude, you're on the team. I'm like, oh, let's go. I was like, let's go. I'm like, it's lit. So like the shit I've been working for a minute because I got hurt a couple times. So I'm giving you like a fast forward version of how this went. I got hurt a couple times, so I had to sit out like a year or two. That's why I ended up being 25 at when I and still trying to play basketball. So, um, I by the time I was 25, that's when I was at Dominguez, and I finally got the opportunity to play on a 4 year team, Division II team. I never thought that I would be there. I was told that I was a D3 guy and I listened to him. But like when I started listening to like myself and the homie Austin, you're not gonna try? I tried and I fucking made it. So I'm like, oh, this is cool. So I had a little bit more belief in myself. And I knew that if I got the opportunity, like it was no second guessing, nothing. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going for it. So like I made the team, and of course, I never like. I'm not gonna say never, but like it took a very long time for to get an opportunity to actually be on the floor because he let me be on the team, but he still didn't believe in me like that. So like I didn't get an opportunity until we were playing against we were D Division two. We played against an NAIA team, and it's actually a team that I tried out for, but I don't know what happened. I did good in the tryout, but like I think they had too many guys or something. I don't know. But I played against them, and it's funny because he was like, "All right, you get in the game and just run the offense, all right." And I'm like, "All right, yes, coach. I'm just running the offense." Man, as soon as I got in that game, I fired that shit. Boy, clank, bow. I clanked it, and then a timeout came. He like he pulled me to the side. He didn't pull my shirt, but like, he pulled me to the side. He was like. Dude, I fucking said run the fucking offense, man. What are you doing out there, man? Like, I'm like, oh, my bad. My bad, coach. My fault. My fault. I'll get out there and run the offense. So like the half was about to end. So he put me in the game. He drew up a play. He was like, all right, we had a shooter on our team. His name was Matt Hayes. Dumb he dumb shooter. He was really good at shooting. And he was like, I'm drawing this play over Matt Hayes. We're taking the ball out at the from the other court, the other rim. So we're gonna. I was supposed to dribble the ball down. Matt Hay was supposed to come off some screen. I was supposed to pass it to him, and I was like, all right. And I had all intentions of doing that, but it was like 6 seconds left. So I got the inbound the ball to me, and I actually have footage of this. Inbound the ball to me, I'm dribbling down, and one of the freshmen on the team was like, "What are you doing? Go!" So I'm like, he said go. So I just started running fast. And then Matt Hayes was coming off the screen, but I dribbled hard towards the middle. And when I got to the three-point line, I did like a pullback, behind the back pullback, and the dude that was guarding me fell. So I'm like, oh shit. So I lost the ball though. I kind of lost the ball and I tried to like get it back and shoot it, but I missed it. But like I made him fall and then the coach was like, what damn near through his through his little board. He was like, "What the fuck? Like you're not listening to me. I can't play you if you're not gonna listen." He was talking like that, but the homies on the team was like, "Nah, bro, you doing your shit." They was like, "Nah, fuck what he talking about. Do that, hey, Beck. If you see this, my bad, man." But they told me to just go. So I was just so like after the second out, and I was dumb nervous. Like I was able to hide it a little bit because my boys showed me how to like look confident, bring up the ball and shit, but still dumb at 25, hooping, dumb nerd. I'm like, fuck, why you still nervous, man? That's some bullshit. But I was still nervous. But like after the first half, we went back after the coach yelled at me and shit. I was like, all right, man, here. I started passing the ball. And then I was able to get some stuff within the flow of the offense. And I got a couple layups, made some free throws. I think I scored like 5 or 8 points or something. It was cool. So I was like, I was happy with that. I was like, all right, cool. Like I felt like I belonged after that. And like I knew I belonged, but I was able to actually like experience it. So like that was cool. And he didn't put me in no more after that. Like I mean he didn't I thought I was gonna keep earning his trust, but no, it wasn't like that. He was just like I was just the guy to in his eyes. I was like the guy on the team like if we're down by a lot, I'll put him in. Like so he could have fun and enjoy his little college career. And that kind of bothered me because I didn't see that for myself. I saw myself like gaining more and more of his confidence, him giving me more opportunities, and me showing what I could do. But it didn't really work out like that. So I'm like, I got to the point where I'm like, all right, I just accept like I'm only gonna get in the game when it's a blowout. So like, I just gotta be ready. And but it was so many games where I didn't play that like I kind of started getting discouraged and I stopped working out like in season. And people don't know that you still have to work out in season. Like if you want to still be good, like you can't just not work out because in season you're not practicing as much and you're not doing as many live drills. So you're not getting as many reps. So you still want to work out. So I got discouraged. I stopped working out as much. I'm just like, man, he ain't gonna never put me in anyway, so it don't matter. And then boom, he put me in one day. We getting blown out, and I was not ready. Like I was on the bench, like kind of like almost like like just joking around, like because I just knew I wasn't getting in, so I was just whatever. Me and some of the other dudes that wasn't playing that much, we was just on the benches, just like whatever, like all right, whatever, man. He ain't gonna play me. And then he put me in the game, and I wasn't ready. And then I was like, "Fuck, you gotta stay ready. You gotta stay ready." I got in the game. I actually made two free throws, so I scored still. But like I was out there just falling all over the place. I don't know why I was on the floor a lot, just slipping and falling and shit. And and I was just so I was like mad at myself for not being ready. And I actually got into it with the coach low key after that. And like he was on the we were on the bus. I don't know if I should share this story low key. I don't know. I don't know if I want to put I want to
You,
put that out there.
you already introed it. Come on, you can't leave us hanging.
It's a bad John. It's a bad John. Basically one of the assistant coaches, damn, I'm mad that I'm sharing it. One of the assistant coaches was like he was a former, he played the previous year. That's my guy to this day, Darius Butler. He was an assistant coach. And I was before this game, I was talking so much trash to him because we used to play ones all the time. Because he was like still young. He was like 20. He was younger than me. He was like 23. Well, he used to, or 22. We used to play ones all the time, and we used to talk trash a lot. But it was a stretch of ones where I like won like for like a couple days in a row. So I was talking greasy to him. But like all basketball shit, I was talking greasy, and he took it like personal, basketball wise. So like, but he might have taken it personal more than basketball too, for what I'm about to say. Um, so on the way to the game, I was talking crazy. The head coach wasn't on the bus, so we was just like running amok, just doing whatever, like talking shit. And I was talking dumb spicy to him, and I'm like, damn, I kind of like went crazy. I might have did too much, but fuck it, I was cooking. And then he took it personal, and I didn't notice it until like after that game where I was like falling all over the place and not ready. And then on the bus on the way back to the to our school, he was like that's when he got in his bag. He was one of the coaches, so he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm looking at the film, man. Like, I don't, I don't know what you was doing out there. Like you talking all crazy to me, but you get out there, look." You like falling on the floor and shit. Like, what's up with that? And he's like, and I'm like, I'm like so down on myself at after the game. I'm like, fuck, I was out there looking weak. I got opportunity and I wasn't ready. So I'm like beating myself up already. So when he's like talking shit to me, I'm like, damn, why you doing this? Why you like trying to kick me while I'm down? But like, he's not in my head. He's just trying to get his get back. So I'm just like, so he's like talking crazy, and everybody like the people in our vicinity was like laughing and shit, and I'm like laughing too, but I'm like really like pissed because like I'm like, damn, why he doing this? And I'm like, bro, like when we play, I'll be fucking you up. What is you? Why are you even talking to me? But he like, nah, he had his laptop, so he was like replaying. He was like, nah, like I got you right here on footage. Like, oh, Jamel just fell. Like, what's up with that? And I was like, fuck, he cooking me verbally, cooking me. Like, I was like, so I was pissed. So then we started kind of arguing, like, and it's getting like, but it's like all basketball shit, like, but it's getting loud. So the head coach is like, man, what the fuck? We just lost. Why y'all even talking, man? Shut the fuck up. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, what? Like, bro, I'm like, we all grown in here. Like, these dudes, some of these dudes is 22, 21, 22. I'm 25. And a grown man telling me to shut the fuck up. So I'm like, bro, I forgot what I said, but I'm just like, bro, like, you I kept talking because you're not just gonna tell me to shut the fuck up, like, head coach or not. Like, and he's not that much older than me either. He's like 5 or 6 years. So it didn't feel right him talking to me like that. So I was not shutting the fuck up. And so it just kept like getting worse. And like the other assistant coach was like, Mel, stop, stop. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck. I was telling him, I didn't tell him to shut up. I'm just like, what him saying that wasn't working because I was already there. I couldn't turn it off. So it just went bad. I kind of disrespected him by like not being quiet but it was just bad timing. And I ended up apologizing to him after that because like, I'm like I was one of the older guys supposed to set an example for the younger guys and it was just a bad look. So I apologized to him and I apologize for my attitude lately because I felt disrespected. Like I really felt disrespected because we would play like threes with the head coach. The head coach was like, "Yeah, let's play threes," and he would be like, be acting like he could just like just score. Like he felt like he was better than me. The head coach felt like he was better than me in basketball. So I was just, I felt disrespected. So like when he was guarding me, I would go at him. And one time, and people still laugh at this to this day. Like I drove to the hole, and he was really trying to lock up. And I was just I felt so disrespected because he wasn't playing me and he thought I was like weak or something. And he thought he was better than me. I drove to the hole so hard and he tried to cut me off and I bumped him so hard in his chest that he was like feeling it for like the next week. I bumped him and scored it and like I was like I think I was talking crazy to him too. I was ignorant. I used to be ignorant as fuck, low key. I used to be wild. I was talking crazy to him, and people still some one of the homies like DM me like a couple months back bringing up that story, and I was like I didn't remember it until he mentioned. I'm like, oh shit, that did happen. But yeah, I was wilding. But I noticed that my attitude was a certain way, and I'm like, damn, like it just is what it is. I thought it was gonna. I had it in my mind that it was gonna go a certain way, and it didn't go that way. So I was like almost like acting out. But when I noticed that, I like I felt bad, and I'm like, dang, this dude gave me an opportunity, and look what I'm doing with it, and look how I'm acting towards him and like towards the team. So that's when I like, you know, I apologized and I was like, you know what? My bad. I'll be a better example for the younger dudes and I'll have a better attitude moving forward. So I just like, you know what? If the opportunity comes from here on out, cool. If it doesn't, that I'm happy that I got this opportunity. So, um, I started working on my game again during season. And then senior night came and he was like, "You know what? You're gonna you're gonna start." I'm like, "All right, cool." So and he's like, "And you getting the first shot." And we was playing against a team that was pretty good and the game mattered too. Like we needed to win that game to, stay in the playoff picture. So he allowed me to start. I'm like, "Cool." And I get the first shot. And then they they didn't run no play or nothing. We just brought the ball down. They passed me the ball, and I just shot that shit, and that shit went in. So I'm like, cool. Made the first shot, and then of course they got to give me another. They gonna give me another shot. So um, we went back down on defense. I think this might have been like the very next possession. After I made the first shot, went back down on defense. Um, Somebody drove to the hole. I slid over to help, took a charge. The ref called it as a charge. I'm like, cool. Then they gave me the ball right. They didn't run the play. They just pass it to me on the free throw line extended. Made another shot. So I'm like, oh shit, it might get nasty for them today. So they let me get another shot. I shot that shot and missed. I went 2 for 3. Then he subbed me out, and then I didn't get in no more because it was like a close game, and he still didn't trust me like that. But I'm like, cool. He ain't have to let me start. He didn't have to give me the ball to shoot either. So I was like, I was cool with that. We ended up winning that game, and we won by like maybe 2 or 3 points. So I'm like, my 6 points helped us win. So I'm like, shit, I contributed to the team. I
Mm-hmm.
could have been doing this, but shit, all right, whatever. Um, so that's pretty much how my college career went. It was like it was underwhelming, but at the same time, I didn't have to. He didn't have to let me on the team, but shit, like it was a cool ride. I had a good time. It was cool camaraderie. It was dope being able to go to the gym. That gym whenever I wanted. We had like they used to feed us like I think it was like 3 days a week. We got like they gave us like dinner. That shit was cool.
Hmm.
We used to throw parties at they used to call it the basketball house. All right, so college was I enjoyed it. It was cool, man.
Yeah, I think it's cool to hear your story of when you started out. You said eighth grade, and you was like you were good for a couple of things, but you worked hard. You knew how to work hard and like get to spots, get into college, about to quit. And I think then you're like, hold on, like having good people around you who are like, hey, like I see you still love this. I see you're so good. At least give it a shot. So like you could have just stopped, and I think it's a testament to you to. I heard a lot of resilience in your story. I heard a lot of ups and downs, but there are plenty of moments where you could have just like folded the towel, throw the bag in, and just quit. But I think that resilience is probably something that you keep with you to this day, and that confidence sounds the confidence also up and down. But I think it sounds like the importance of just staying ready and understanding when your opportunity comes, seize it because you never know when it's gonna happen again. And a lot of things happen, grades, injuries, matchups, and you just never know when you're going to have a shot in basketball or in life. And so, if you can stay prepared to strike while the iron's hot, I think it's just something that you can take. Basketball just gives you a lot of life lessons, and I think you shared a lot of them with us during your college experience. So, I appreciate that.
For sure. Basketball does have a lot of life lessons. And even when I'm going through like real life stuff, I take the stuff that I learned from my basketball journey and I apply it to like whatever I'm dealing with at the moment. And it's helped me at work. I'm not gonna say nothing crazy about nobody at work, all right? I'm not gonna say nothing crazy. But let's just say every day is not a good day. Just
Yeah.
like basketball, not every day is gonna be a good day. But that doesn't mean like I don't want to say overreact, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna always be bad or like just because one day is bad doesn't mean tomorrow's gonna be like that. Or just because you have a bad moment in your day doesn't mean the whole day is gonna be bad. I ch in my real life, I try to not get too high and I try not to get too low, because I've for the most of my life I've had trouble with being even keel. I'm either all the way up here,
Yeah.
and it's something I said already, or all the way down here. It's like there is no in between. So that middle ground is from basketball. Middle ground is that's the biggest thing I took from my basketball journey is having a middle ground. Like that's huge.
Mm-hmm. It applies to everything. It applies to everything. Whether you're making deals on the phone, yeah, like negotiating contracts, whatever the case may be. Like, if you can stay even keel, I think it's just a huge superpower, and I think what we don't. I think if you can utilize it, it's a game changer. So now college is over. You're in the working life now, probably hooping as you can. Talk to me about how you stay active, how you use hoop now that you're not playing in college anymore, or you weren't playing in college. What's the hoop looking like then?
So initially, after college, I played in adult leagues and stuff. And that's it. I just played in adult leagues right after college and I just kept playing in adult leagues until about 2021 when I got with my girlfriend now, Nina. When we got together, I wasn't really playing basketball that much. I was just going to work and coming and hanging out with her. So I didn't really and then I actually started like working out like doing with weights and getting 10,000 steps a day. That became like my go-to, just lifting and getting steps. And like I low-key got into the best shape of my life when I when I started doing that. I'm like, damn. And then one of my homies from high school, he's like, hey, you want to play in this adult league? I'm like, yeah. So I would just play in adult leagues. I didn't really care much about like improving in basketball no more. I was just like, I'll just use it for cardio.
Hmm.
Basketball is just cardio. So for like since 2022 or 2021 to like 2020, well, no, let's say from 20, man, I'm messing up right now. from like 2019, 2018 to like 2022, basketball was just cardio. I didn't get in the gym to do nothing. I didn't get in the basketball gym to do nothing. I was only playing in adult leagues until I met Austin, Dabbley Ducks Austin. Um, well, actually, I'm not gonna say that. I started lifting weights at the YMCA, and then I'm like, you know what? I'll get some shots up just for cardio. I didn't even care about playing. I was like, I'll just shoot shots just to get extra steps in. So I started getting shots up, and then I met Sam, Austin. They used to hoop together heavy. Like they used to play full court, all type of stuff. It was like, hey, they needed one, so I was like, all right, yeah, I'll hoop. Then I also Shaq. Shaq used to play with them a lot too.
Hmm.
Shaq is a very competitive. Like Shaq do not like losing. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but Shaq take that shit serious. Like Shaq be taking it personal. I feel like Shaq, and I hope he see this too. I feel like Shaq would see somebody killing and he's not playing. He'll see somebody, he'll be like, man, he ain't like that. Man, I got next. And he'll like just play so hard and try to lock you up, take it personal. And shit like that is what kind of made me want to start working out a little bit again. Cause I'm like, I ain't got no moves. Like if he take it, I couldn't even, I don't even think my mid range was consistent like that. Enough to like score on him like that. Cause he's like a little taller than us.
Hmm.
Um, and he's not slow, like sliding his feet. And he's strong. So
Yep.
he's a foul though. I ain't gonna lie. So it was like kind of hard to score on him. I'm like, man, fuck, I need to work on my game. I can't just be getting locked up. Like, what? But he pretty good though. He played D3. He was pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie. But pretty much I started playing with them. I would still go to the gym and get shots up, and then they would just be like, hey, you wanna play? I'll jump in. And then it turned into like, oh, I took their number down. Oh, we hooping today. So then I started like hooping a little bit more. So I was lifting weights and hooping. Then it just turned into like mostly all basketball. And then I wasn't really working on my game like that. I know I said I was gonna work on my game because of Shaq, but I wasn't really working on it like that. But you know what? You ever heard of good drills?
I have.
I think his name is Bobby White, and it's
Ross
another
and Bobby.
Ross. Yeah, Coach Ross and Coach Bobby. I
Yep.
started watching them on Instagram or and TikTok, and like my algorithm was full with like, if you want to get better at dribbling, just do this. I'm like, oh, that's how you can just do that to get better. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna experiment with that. And at the same time, Dev in the lab, he had to. I'm gonna plug this again because I really rock with the silent ball.
Hmm.
He promoted the silent ball a lot. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to just be at home just working on these good drills with the silent ball. And then like I kind of like fell in love with the process again. It became my hobby.
Hmm.
I made it a hobby. I'm like, yeah, to work on my skill set. Like I'm not gonna do nothing with it, just play basketball. But it just became something to look forward to, something to work on. And I really like enjoy like building skill and like just doing something that I couldn't do yesterday, being able to do something today that I couldn't do yesterday. That's what that's the reason why I really play basketball for real. It just so happened that you get cardio and all the other benefits too, and
Hmm.
you meet cool people, you get to chill with people. Um, but that's the biggest reason is building skill and then being able to do new things, and that's really what I do now. That's why I still play because I'm like, I could work on this. Oh, today I want to make all like it's like you said. Like I don't know if were we recording when you said when we were talking about mid ranges.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So it's just back to what you were saying earlier. It's like, man, when people take away my three, I don't even making mid range shots consistently. I'm about to work on this. And then I was watching what's our boy name? Mike Dunn.
Hmm.
He spoke about mid ranges. I went back to my catapult, just balancing catapult. Whatever happens, happens. So when I approached it like that, I started making a couple more shots, and I'm like, man, this shit is dope, man. Like it
Hmm.
just feels good, and that's why I really still do it.
So you're in a good flow. You're flowing. You're getting better. Meeting good people. begin to hoop and get better. So then talk to me about the shoulder. What happens with the shoulder? When did that start? What are you experiencing?
So with the shoulder, I believe like my first memory of my shoulder ever hurting, I believe it was like during like a JUCO game where like I went for a rebound and somebody else was more I don't wait. I went for a rebound and I came down and the person was taller than me and I think like my arm kind of landed on their shoulder and like it kind of like hyperextended this way.
Hmm.
And that was the first time where I'm like, oh shit. Like, and after that, I was like, okay. And after that, my shoulder will pop every time I do this. So like, even to this day, it still pops a little bit. Um, but that was my first experience of it. And then like nothing crazy. Years went by, and I was lifting weights, and I was like, I went heavy without warming up with dumbbells, bench pressing, and like I felt something. I'm like, oh shit, I think I hurt myself. And then I was like, all right, I'll take like a week off. But like it never really went away. I like I'll be hooping. I'm like, damn, my shoulder kind of hurt. But it would hurt, but I'm like, it's tolerable. So I'm like, it's nothing crazy. And then years of doing that, one day I'm like, damn, like this shit really hurt. Like it hurt when I shoot now. I can't just keep doing this. So I'm like, damn, bro, like my shit hurt bad. It was hurting when I would be asleep. It would hurt when I wake up in the morning. And it would hurt if I'm not using it for a while, then I start using it. It would hurt when I lift it, hurt when I would grab stuff. I'm like, damn, I might have to take a break from like just working out and playing basketball. So um yeah, I was like worried that like if at this rate that I would like need to get surgery. So I'm like, damn, I need to take this shit serious and actually like do something about it. So I started looking up videos and then I'm like, I know Mang is a physical therapist. He know his stuff, but I'm like, I don't wanna ask him like my schedule, I don't have the type of schedule where I could have like, most people work like most places are open like 8:30 to like 5:30.
Yeah.
So like my job is that's the time I work, like 8:30 to 5:30 every Monday through Friday. And some places are open on Saturday, but most places are closed on Sunday. So like it's hard to get stuff like that done when like, when you work the type of job that I work. So I'm like, I don't wanna I wasn't trying to ask you like that. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to so I just started looking stuff up online and doing stuff. But then I was like, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna ask him. I'm like, bro, like my shoulder fucked up. Like, you have any like can you help me, man? Can you help me?
Yeah.
And you kind of like I'm not gonna say kind of like you put together like some I don't know how you did it. You put some stuff together that was like amazing, bro. Like that Excel spreadsheet of like how many reps it's supposed to do, what it's supposed to feel like, and I'm like, you went above and beyond. And to this day, I appreciate you because like I did them work like, and I know I'm like going too fast, I'm going over, but basically like I did those workouts every single day. Well, like, 4 times a week.
Hmm.
And like I felt myself like getting stronger. I wasn't able to do a push-up. It came to a point where I wasn't able to do a push-up and doing your workouts. Um, I started being able to do push-ups again. I started off doing push-ups on the wall. I couldn't even do that at
Yeah.
first. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. And yeah, I remember when you gave me it felt like you was giving me a consultation at the gym and we got in trouble for it.
Yeah.
The guy was like, hey, you can't be doing that here. But like if you think about it, all we doing is having a conversation
Yeah.
and you're giving me feedback and I'm just answering your questions. What's wrong with that? Like you're literally showing me like how to lift the way that to do the exercises. And he was acting like you was like making a fortune off me, like or making money off the gym or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we damn near got kicked out the gym for you helping me.
I made me so mad, bro. I was so mad.
Yeah, that was some BS.
Because I was like, bruh, he's like, you sound like you know what you're doing. So I was like, yeah, I do know what I'm doing. But I'm not like out here and like taking over the gym or anything. We're just in a little room, got we're using one cable rack. And I'm just like, dog, this is unnecessary. Like, I ain't gonna steal your clientele. If anything, I'm helping you because I'm bringing people into the gym and
Right.
letting them be able to use your facilities. But that's besides the other point. But yeah, no, because I remember you sent the MRI
Oh yeah.
in the chat, and it said what it said, and I was like, man, I bet Mel is going like really scared right now because that you see the word tear and you're like, yo, am I
Oh yeah.
good? Am I good? And I think there's so much that part of my job is just to educate a lot of people on like just because you get the imaging doesn't mean like you can't do anything. Like it doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's entirely broken. And so I was like, all right, this is like step number one is like your shoulder is not you can use it. We just gotta find the positions that
Yeah.
are comfortable and then we'll build it up. And so I was like, all right, I know push-ups is big. I know being able to shoot is big for him. So we gotta make sure that he can tolerate moving his shoulder and the surrounding muscles around his shoulder. They gotta be strong and be able to do it for a long time because you're dribbling, you're shooting, you're bench pressing, all the things that you gotta do, you're using your upper body. So I was like, we gotta make sure you're built for that. And so we use that day at the Y just to figure out where you're at. And I feel like that's the hardest part is figuring out where you're at. But once you figure out where somebody's at, you can always build it up. And so I was like, all right. Mel was like, man, holding my arm here hurts with the cable. All right, so we finna start down here. Finna start down here, and then we'll bring it up over the top as over time. And we were just slowly introducing you to more and more and just making sure that the pain wasn't going up as well. If you was like, man, my shoulder was hurting from what we did yesterday, I'm like, all right, that's good information. So we're gonna dial it back, but we're gonna work back up to that level to make sure that we're progressing to where you need to be. So it honestly was like, I need to see that I can do this in a virtual space. Like I'm so used to one on one and seeing people one on one. I need to see that if I give someone a program and they actually commit to it, can we get the same results I would get in person? And
Yeah.
so I was like, all right, Mel. Mel, every week, Mel would be like, yeah, I'm doing good. I was able to do this. I'm feeling better. And I was like, hell yeah. Like,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
was like, yo, Mel, I miss you on the court, dog. Like, it's like, you got
Yeah.
to get back on the court. So I was like, we got to make sure your shoulder gets right. So it was cool to see you get back on the court and you doing your thing and not thinking about the shoulder. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad that we had that opportunity to work together and make sure you got right.
Man, I just want to say, man, like I really appreciate like all the work you put in for like putting that together for me. Like that, man, it felt almost felt like it was like magic because I was like the way it was hurting, I'm like, dang, I didn't know. I was like, it was like so many uncertainties. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like ever be the same again. Cause I'm like when I saw that MRI, the description is the tear, I'm like, oh, it's over. Like
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to play different or like try to learn to shoot with my left. I thought it was over, man. And like you put that program together, and I just like, you know what? I'm gonna buy all the way in. I'm gonna listen to everything he's saying, and like it, it worked. Like this doesn't hurt. Like sometimes I might have a little tenderness, but like that's just that's as far as it goes. Like, and I still do the workouts to this day, and like it helps keep it strong and protect it. And I just want to say, like, I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do like go out of your way to do that, but you did. And you were checking back in with me. I know you got clients of your like you work Monday through Friday, if I'm not mistaken, and you were still check up on me. So I really appreciate it. Like you a big reason why I'm still able to do what I love, you know?
Yeah, no problem, not a problem at all. Can you talk to me a little bit about like the mental space you were in when you was like, am I gonna be able to play again, or am I gonna have to shoot? Talk to me about the mental space you're in, because I feel like that's something that we don't talk about a lot is going through injury
Yeah.
and the mental side of it, of like, am I gonna get back to where I was at before the injury?
Yeah. So as far as my mental space, early on, I was like, well, before, you know, before you started helping me with it, I was just like, I'm just gonna take some time off and it'll get better. So I took some weeks off and I tried to come. I took like a month off and I tried to come back and then it was still hurting. So I'm like, that's when I got discouraged. I'm like, damn, it might really be over because it's still hurting the same way. And I rested for like a month and a half. So I'm like, damn. So that during that time before you started helping me, it was tough. I don't want to say I was fully depressed, but like I really had days where I'm just like, yeah, man, this shit, I can't even do this no more. So I was just, I was trying to look for stuff to fill that void of basketball, but it was tough. It was really tough. I don't even know what else I could really say about it. I used to just actively look for stuff. I started playing the game a little bit more, but that's not physical activity. So I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, well, I can at least like continue to get my 10,000 steps a day. So I kind of like leaned towards that. I couldn't lift still. So I'm like, and I was like, man, I don't want to, I can't even do upper body. So I just didn't lift no weights. All I did was get 10,000 steps a day and focus on that. And then, that's really it. And I would like not I couldn't watch basketball no more because I know that I couldn't work on nothing. I couldn't play or nothing. So I was just like fucking watching anime. Like if I was watching TV, it was watching anime or something or like some shows with my girl or man, it was yeah, it was like I was low key in a slight like little depression though.
Yeah.
A- And then when you put that program together, then I was like, okay, that kind of gave me something to, look forward to working on. So I wasn't even thinking about getting back to the court at that point. I was just like thinking about, one day at a time. Like, this is what the program say, do this. This is what Manning is saying. I'm gonna do this. Today I'm gonna do this. Next week, when next week comes, I'm gonna be in the present mindset. I'm doing this. I wasn't trying to think too far ahead. Um, I learned from my past, so I was able to be more present with the process,
Yep.
and I felt myself getting stronger and things improving over the week. So it was kind of exciting. So that's when my mental, my headspace was improving, and yeah, I don't want to say I finished the program because I can always build upon it. I can always get stronger on my other side or whatever. So I'm always going to use that program.
Hmm.
And I'm just like it's almost like night and day. Like how bad my shoulder was feeling to after my first duration of doing the program, how I was feeling. It's like night and day. And but we're talking about my headspace, my
Yeah.
but as far as my headspace, yeah, during that time, it was just really tough. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot of long days. I had to like find something else to fill that in, really.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think something that we forget with like shoulder stuff or just pain in general, if it starts to affect your normal day to day, now I'm not even talking sport, but when it starts to affect putting on your clothes, getting a cup from the cupboard, sleeping, it's not fun. It's not fun to deal with, and I think that can contribute to taking people to a darker place just because it's like I can't do anything. But I
Yeah.
think you had options of like, let me get my steps in. I can't lift, but I can still get my steps in. I can't go hoop, but I can still watch, even though it makes you mad because you want to get back and do it, right?
Mm,
But I think having that reframe of like, all right, I can't do this, but I can still do this. I can still, you know, work on my health by getting my cardio and getting my steps in, talking to my girl more, being more present with her because I'm not at the gym as much.
exactly.
So I think it's like the mental side is something I think a lot of people just don't think about when they're coming back from injury and having the confidence to be like, when I go back to my thing, am I going to be ready? am I going to feel certain or am I going to hesitate? And if you're hesitating, you're probably not ready to go back yet, and that's okay. Just means a little more tweaking, a little more time. And so I think that's all I was thinking about with you. I was like, all right, I know Mel's game. I know what he likes to get to, so I gotta make sure he's prepared to handle the kind of stresses that he's going to take on the basketball court and what he needs to be able to do to be able to get to his set point and catapult it and make sure it's smooth. So that comes from it was a lot of groundwork, like hands on the ground. It was a lot of rotator cuff strengthening. It was a lot of shoulder blade strengthening, and it was working through a big range of motion because you never know. Like you said, basketball is chaotic, and you never
For
know
sure.
you coming off a screen. You never know who's going to try and grab you and put you in some weird positions. And I didn't want the first time you get back on the court, you hadn't been exposed to any of these like extreme positions. And so
Yeah.
I was very like, all right, I know what Mel's trying to get back to. I need to make sure this rehab is harder than what he's going to see in in on the basketball court because if he can handle that, then I know he can get back on the court and do what he do and not think about is my shoulder going to be okay because we've put it through a lot more rigorous things, put it in weird positions, put it in end range positions, put it in awkward positions just to make sure that I'm sturdy, I'm steady at all of these ranges, and my shoulder is healthy. I can trust it. So that was like my thought process of like, all right, how am I gonna get Mel back on the court? Because we need to have Mel back on the court. It's part of his identity.
I appreciate you, man. And I want to give you your credit because that you're really detailed when it comes to your craft. And I have a real appreciation for how serious you take your craft. And and the like I'm a testament. The results show. Like I'm able to do this because of you. And I'm just really appreciative. And I've had physical therapists before, and not one I had like three of them, and not one of them has been as detailed as you. And like more like I don't know, like it you put a lot into yours, like how you were saying, like you were looking at what I do on the court and what I need to be able to get back to. And based off that, that's how you were, framing the the training. So like that, not every physical therapist is that detailed, and like I appreciate that you're that way.
Yeah, look, I appreciate that. I think it helps me being able to play the game and understand like movements and what things you're gonna have to go through. And I think that helps me reverse engineer. All right, if this is this kind of player, this is what he got to be able to do. I got to make sure he's ready for this. And I think yeah, look, this is one of my gripes with the physical therapy profession because it's like you be doing something, you and an 80-year-old lady might have the same shoulder injury, and y'all doing the same thing for like 3 months. And I'm like, my physical therapy didn't work. Well, yeah, it didn't work because you're doing the same thing that like the 80-year-old lady was doing. Like it makes me so mad, bro. It makes me so mad. So I think when it comes to like the detail and the communication, that's where it comes from. Because I'm like, I hate the rep that we get for as a profession, and I'm like, we gotta be part of the change for that, and that starts with myself and making sure that I'm getting people ready for what they're actually gonna have to do, and not ban exercises for the rest of their life.
Right. Now, you definitely doing your part to elevate the game because I've never seen nothing like that. When you put out that Excel sheet, I'm like, oh, she's serious. I was fire.
I appreciate you. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. I got a couple more questions left. If you had to talk to, let's go 14-year-old Mel, knowing what you know now, what would you tell him?
Okay. Man, first of all, I would tell him to get when it comes to basketball or like just in real life in general.
We can go both. We can go both.
Okay, and let's go for basketball. I would tell 14-year-old male to find a niche. I would just tell him a niche. I'll cheat for him. I'll tell him your niche is gonna be making shots. Just shoot threes. Catch and shoot threes. Catch and shoot. If they close out the three, get a layup. If they take that away, pass the ball. Yeah, don't shoot mid range. That's for after you're done playing basketball. Yeah, catch, shoot, catch, drive, jump stop, and pass it. That's it. That's what I would tell him. And I
Mhm.
would tell him about the catapult. I put him ahead. You feel me? You put him on Mike Dunn and pretend that I came up with it myself.
Mhm.
The future you. But yeah, nah, that's really what I would tell my as far as basketball. But as you know, as far as in general, that's a really good question. I would just I would just say like um that this life is really short, so like always do your best and just and as long as you do your best, the results you should be fine with the results. So always put your best foot forward and whatever the results is it just is what it is. Like and I would definitely like try to I don't know what I was how I would put it, but I would try to like put more a more realistic mindset in my younger self's head because I was like, I know some of that delusion can help, but it could be really harmful too.
Hmm.
And I feel like because of that delusion, I didn't work as hard at stuff, just stuff in general, not just basketball. Like I could have been, well, I don't want to say I could have been in a different space because I'm happy where I'm at. Things
Hmm.
happen the way they're supposed to. Things
Yeah,
happen for a reason. But I would say just, I'll leave it at that. Just do your best. If you're doing your best, then you should honestly have no regrets.
for sure. No, I love that. I love that. My last question for you. Before we started recording, we started talking about being able to hoop for a long time and not being in the corner, like just spot and shoot it, right?
Corner boys.
Yeah. What do you got to do to make sure that as you get older and older that you can still stay dynamic on the court? What are the things that you got to make sure you're doing now to make sure that 10 years from now you're still able to do what you need to do?
Oh, honestly, you have to you have to work out on your body. Like not basketball, not just basketball, but you have to like do mobility work. You gotta lift. You gotta you gotta do the stuff that you don't really want to do. Like stretch, stretch after you work out, after you play, obviously stretch before or you're gonna pull something. At our age, 30 plus, you're gonna pull something. So yeah, like if you wanna still like not only just be a catch and shoot person, I mean, but you know what? That depends on who you're playing with too, because you could be
Hmm.
playing with somebody and you're still the most athletic person on the court
Hmm.
and not do all that shit
Hmm.
and not do all the like stretching and stuff. But if you want to play at a higher, if you want to be at like a semi like, it depends. A high level is like it's subjective. So if you want to play at I don't even know how to say this. If you want to play at a certain level, you got to work on your body,
Hmm.
pretty much. So, I'm not gonna get into the exercises because I'm not an expert I know what my body likes and what my body needs, but I can't speak for somebody else. So, um, that's another thing. I love experimenting with different workouts to see what works and what doesn't.
Hmm.
And I like going slow and doing the proper form so that you don't get hurt doing that. So,
Yeah.
that's a fun thing for me too. But yeah, that's the advice I would give somebody who wants to keep playing, work on your body, mobility. Mobility is the biggest thing for me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it starts now. I think you gotta everybody that's listening to this, you might be 12, you might be 35, 27. You gotta work on your body. I think there's a misconception that if you play your sport, that's you training for it. But you gotta do the stuff that you were mentioning, training, lifting, mobility, like recovery, sleep,
Yeah.
eating right. You got to do that stuff from the jump because future
Hmm.
you will be happy as you start to compound on top of the stuff you're doing now. But I wouldn't say it's ever too late to start. Like if you're listening to this and you're like, man, I haven't been doing it for the last 5 years. Is it too late to start? No, you could start now. Just start small and start building it up over time. And how you were if you go forward a year and you look back and what you've done over time, the little stuff that you did, if it's 15 minutes, 10 minutes a day, you're going to be like, wow, I feel great. I can hop into a random game of threes if I want to. I can run fives as I want to. I can do whatever I want, but it's because of the work that you put in beforehand. So I really like how you wrap that up and put that all together.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, so look, I appreciate the time. This went. I haven't got to like know all this about you and like young Mel growing up, how you was growing up. So it was cool to be on this side and hear the story. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and chat with me. And I hope the people listening can take something from it, take a lot from it, because I know I did. And I'm looking forward to when I come back to LA. We'll link up and we'll for sure see what else we've been working on.
Oh, we gotta line that up. You
Yes,
feel me? We
yes.
gotta line. Yeah, boy.
But look, and I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to the NLB pod, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Oh yeah. Peace.